So, just 3 months after launching Gemini 3 Pro, Google DeepMind has already released a new and improved version, that is Gemini 3.1 Pro. This update is a major upgrade because this brings better performance, stronger safety features, and smarter overall behavior. And Google designed Gemini 3.1 Pro to be useful for everyone. No matter which platform you use, your budget or your experience level, this model is built to be easy to access and use. So, in this video, let's test Gemini 3.1 Pro in real time and let's understand what it can actually do. We'll cover how to access Gemini 3.1 Pro, explore its key features, and look at benchmark results to understand how it compares to other models. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear idea of whether Gemini 3.1 Pro is worth using and where it really shines. So, Gemini 3.1 Pro isn't just an update, it's Google's push to make powerful, safe AI accessible to everyone, and let's test and see. Now, let's understand what's new with Gemini 3.1 Pro. Before we test, let's first understand these key features. So, Gemini 3.1 Pro is the newest model in Google's Gemini family, and it comes with some serious upgrades. Let's break it down in simple terms. First one is 1 million context window. That is, Gemini 3.1 Pro can handle up to 1 million tokens in one prompt. That means it can read over 1,500 pages of text at once, or it can even analyze entire code bases in a single go. This is extremely powerful for developers, researchers, and anyone working with large documents. And the next one is much stronger reasoning. Google says this model delivers more than 2 times better reasoning performance compared to Gemini 3 Pro. And also it scored 77.1% on the ARC AGI 2 benchmark. You know this is used to test advanced reasoning ability. That means it's better at solving complex problems, logical tasks, and multi-step thinking. And the next key feature is improved agent capabilities. So, Gemini 3.1 Pro is optimized for autonomous workflows. That means it can act more like an AI agent. And there's even a special API endpoint designed for high precision tool usage, running bash commands, orchestrating multiple tools reliably. So, we will be able to build AI agents and automation systems. And another key feature is same pricing. This is the best part because the pricing has not increased. That is, if you were already using Gemini 3 Pro, you're basically getting a free performance upgrade. And another important feature is advanced vibe coding or visual coding. That is, Gemini 3.1 Pro is really good at visual coding. So, it can generate animated SVG graphics purely using code. That means the visuals are website ready, they scale perfectly on any screen size, and the file sizes stay very small. In simple terms, you can ask it to create clean, animated graphics, and it delivers production level code. And the next key feature is reduced hallucinations. One of the biggest problems with AI models is hallucination. You know, sometimes the model can make up incorrect information, and this is called hallucination. And Gemini 3.1 Pro directly addresses this issue. On the AA Omniscience, Knowledge and Hallucination benchmark, its hallucination rate dropped from 88% to 50%. That's a massive improvement. So, it's not perfect yet, but this tells us that Google is seriously working on making the model more reliable and factual. And another notable feature is granular thinking control, more flexibility. So one of the coolest upgrades in Gemini 3.1 Pro is granular thinking. What that means is you can now control how deeply the model thinks before answering. That is, instead of just one default setting, you can choose between low, medium, and high. Now, let's break it down in simple terms. The first one is minimal thinking. This is available only in Gemini 3 Flash, and it's not available in Gemini 3.1 Pro or 3 Pro. This is designed for very fast responses, and this is best for chat apps or high-speed use cases. And the model barely thinks unless the task is complex. That means this setting focuses on speed over deep reasoning. Next one is low thinking. This is available in 3.1 Pro. This is used for faster responses, lower cost, and this setting is best for simple instructions. So, if you just need quick answers or basic tasks done, this is perfect. And the next setting is medium thinking. This is the new flexibility in 3.1 Pro. So this setting is for balanced reasoning. This is good for most real-world tasks, and this is the sweet spot for everyday use. Okay? And the next setting is high thinking. This is the default setting. This is used for deep reasoning and it provides more careful answers. So because of deep reasoning, the response time is low. And this is best for complex coding, logical problems, multi-step reasoning, and Gemini 3.1 Pro uses this dynamically by default. That means it automatically adjusts based on the task. So Gemini 3.1 Pro keeps the massive context window, doubles down on reasoning power, improves agent reliability, and does all of this without increasing the price. That's a serious upgrade. And also, Gemini 3.1 Pro isn't just smarter, it's more creative in coding and significantly more reliable in delivering accurate information and gives you more control than ever. You can now choose between speed, balance, or deep reasoning depending on your task. Now, let's understand how to access Gemini 3.1 Pro. The good news is, unlike earlier Pro models, Gemini 3.1 Pro is now freely available to all users, no matter which platform you use, and you can access it by using Gemini Web UI, and both free and advanced users can access Gemini 3.1 Pro. Let me take you to the URL. Here, you just go to the model selection section and pick 3.1 Pro. That's it. You're all set to start testing and exploring the model. And the other way of accessing Gemini 3.1 Pro is via API. That is, for developers, Gemini 3.1 Pro is available through Google AI Studio at models/Gemini-3.1-Pro. And the next option is Cloud Platform Access. So, Gemini 3.1 Pro is rolling out on multiple platforms like Notebook LM, Google Cloud's Vertex AI, Microsoft Foundry. That means you can integrate the model directly into apps, notebooks, and enterprise workflows. So, Gemini 3.1 Pro isn't locked behind a paywall. It's accessible, easy to use, and ready for everyone. Alright, whether through the web UI or API, Gemini 3.1 Pro is now widely accessible from casual users to professional developers with flexible pricing and platform options. Now let's move on to the hands-on and let's test it for real. All these features sound impressive, but none of that matters if the model doesn't perform in real-world use, right? So instead of just talking about Gemini 3.1 Pro, let's test and see how it performs. To properly evaluate it, let's test the model across three key areas. First one is complex reasoning. That means, can the model solve multi-step logical problems? And can it think through difficult scenarios carefully? Second one is code generation and debugging. That means, can it write clean working code? And more importantly, can it fix broken code? And the other option I considered was long context understanding. That means, can the model handle large amounts of information at once, like summarizing huge documents or analyzing long inputs? So, these three areas will give us a clear picture of how powerful the model really is. Alright, features look great on paper, but real performance shows the truth, right? So, let's see how Gemini 3.1 Pro actually performs. We will build three projects here: Resource Optimization Challenge, Data Cleaning and Transformation, Scientific Research Paper, Summary and Insight. Now, let's go to Gemini 3.1 Pro Web UI so we can implement these tasks and see how the model performs. The first task is Resource Optimization Challenge, right? And this is the prompt we are giving to the model. You are managing a startup with a limited monthly budget of $50,000. You need to allocate budget across 4 departments: engineering, marketing, operations, research. Rules: engineering must receive at least $15,000. Marketing must receive at least $10,000. Research cannot receive more than $12,000. Operations must receive exactly half of what engineering receives. The total allocation must equal exactly $50,000. No department can receive a negative allocation. List all valid budget allocation combinations that satisfy these constraints. Show your reasoning step by step and ensure no rule is violated. So we are trying to test multi-step reasoning, constraint satisfaction, logical elimination, and planning under limitations. If you notice here, we are trying to force the model to do mathematical reasoning, constraint tracking, and also it requires systematic elimination, right? So let's run and see how this performs. Alright, this task tests whether Gemini 3.1 Pro can reason precisely under strict numerical and logical constraints. Now let's see how Gemini 3.1 Pro performed. So Gemini 3.1 Pro handled this tough rule-heavy task really well. Unlike many models that get confused with too many constraints, it stayed consistent. It listed all valid combinations clearly without breaking any rules. This shows the model has real depth in logical reasoning. So, when it comes to complex multi-step logic, Gemini 3.1 Pro doesn't just guess, it thinks carefully and gets it right. Okay, now let's try another project, data cleaning and transformation. This is the prompt we are using. You are given the following Python function that processes a list of user records. Refactor this function to handle missing ID or name keys safely, skip users with empty or invalid names, log any skipped entries, add type hints and a clear doc string, include a unit test function to cover edge cases such as missing keys or empty names, return clean production ready Python code only. Here we are trying to do structured coding and logic, edge case awareness, production quality code, and also testing and robustness. So this focuses on data cleaning and transformation, a very common real-world coding task, and this test error handling, logging, and production readiness. Also, it forces the model to think step by step about possible edge cases. So let's run and see how the model performs the task. So this task proves Gemini 3.1 Pro can write real-world production code, handle tricky edge cases, and keep everything clean and testable, not just basic examples. Let's understand how Gemini 3.1 Pro did on code refactoring. The refactored code felt production ready, not just a simple demo, and it anticipated edge cases like missing keys or invalid data, and it enforced type safety with proper type hints. Also, it even included meaningful unit tests to make sure everything works. Alright, this is in toy code. Gemini 3.1 Pro produced real-world quality output. Okay, now let's build another task. Scientific research paper, summary and insight. This is the prompt we are giving to the model. You are given excerpts from a synthetic research report on climate change. Title: Impacts of urban heat islands on local climate patterns. Abstract: Urban heat islands UHI have caused local temperatures in metropolitan areas to rise by an average of 2.3 degrees Celsius over the past decade. The effect is most pronounced during summer evenings. Key findings: energy consumption for cooling increased by 25% in urban centers. Local precipitation patterns shifted with a 10% increase in heavy rainfall events. Vegetation cover decreased by 15%, exacerbating surface heating. Air quality declined, with PM 2.5 levels rising by 12%. Urban planning interventions, such as reflective rooftops, mitigated only 5 to 10% of the temperature increase. Task: Summarize the key findings in under 150 words. Identify the top 3 environmental risks caused by urban heat islands. Suggest 2 actionable mitigation strategies supported by the data. Present the results in a clear, structured scientific memo format suitable for city planners and policymakers. If you notice here, we are trying to test if the model can handle long context. Now, let's run and see if the model meets the expectations. Alright, this task demonstrates that Gemini 3.1 Pro can read long documents, extract insights, and produce structured, actionable summaries. And this is a critical skill for research, policy, and professional reporting. So Gemini 3.1 Pro doesn't just summarize, it synthesizes insights and tells a strategic story, proving its value for real-world analysis and decision-making. Now, let's understand the Gemini 3.1 Pro benchmarks. So, to understand how powerful this model really is, we can look at benchmark results. If you notice closely here, Gemini 3 Pro scored 31.1% on the ARC AGI 2 benchmark when it launched. That was already a breakthrough at the time. And if you see, just 3 months later, Gemini 3.1 Pro doubled that score, and this clearly shows how quickly AI models are improving even within months. That means Gemini 3.1 Pro isn't just an upgrade, it's a major leap in reasoning ability, showing the explosive pace of AI progress. Alright, so Gemini 3.1 Pro proves that next level AI can be both capable and accessible, making it a model you'll want to explore seriously. Alright, thank you.